Good morning, and thank you for joining us for our Actionstep Introduction webinar. I hope you find this to be a good use of your time. Let me first start by telling you just a little bit about Ettinger Consulting and why we do what we do. So we started Ettinger Consulting because Beth and I have both worked in a Lawyers with Purpose, fully integrated law firm doing estate planning, probate, estate administration, Medicaid, all of those different types of services. And we learned the frustrations that happen when you're in the back office of a law firm. And we knew there had to be a better way. So that's why we started Ettinger Consulting. We also used Actionstep for our practice management system, and we learned that was the solution to properly running a law firm. So we got certified by Actionstep, and they've trained us, and we've attended trainings all over the country with Actionstep to always stay on top of the latest technology and what they're doing. So we also offer process management solutions. This means it goes outside of Actionstep. How do you run your law firm? Are you happy with all of the processes? Does everybody have assigned seats on the bus? Meaning, do they have their individual tasks and everything is streamlined, moving how it needs to move? Because we find a lot of attorneys say, I know there's something wrong with how my firm is running, but I don't know how to fix it. And that's where we step in. We're a completely digital consulting firm, meaning everything is done via email, phone calls, screen shares. We are there to help you. And because we know the digital process so well, we can also help you to expand your reach in your community going digital as well. Our philosophy is to improve, enhance, and sustain. By improving, we identify where there might be some issues with the streamlined process within your firm. Enhancing is taking those processes and making them streamlined so everything flows how you need it to flow, and then we put that process into Actionstep. And then sustain is similar to many law firms' maintenance program. We're there for you even after we've done the implementation of Actionstep or helped you customize it. You can call us, you can email us with any questions, and we respond right away. So the turnaround is very quick. So we want to help you even after the fact. For us, it's all about relationship, not just what do you want, okay, and we'll put that into your action step. We want to know about your firm and about you and your frustrations and your goals so we can build it to match what you feel your law firm is doing and where it's going. Just know that we're always here for you. So here's what everybody's been waiting for, is to hear a little bit about Actionstep. So let me tell you, we're going to start with the basics of what is Actionstep. Well, Actionstep is three basic pillars, which is integrated, automated, and practice management. So I'm going to break those down for you. Let's start with integrated. So integrated, it's a legal practice management system, meaning it can run your firm from top to bottom, front to back. It'll handle all of it for you, and it takes a lot of the brain power out and it automates it. It's a complete solution. It's not just a database dump like many of the other legal systems such as MyCase and Clio and all these different ones, Time Matters. Those are great and they serve their purpose. This one is far superior in the fact that it runs your firm with you and for you. It's integrated with time billing and flat fee billing. It can do either, and you can do it on the fly. It does complete trust accounting. So if your state mandates your IOLTA accounts or your IOLA accounts, whatever those would be, you can track that in Actionstep and pay invoices from your trust accounts. It has a full email storage system. It integrates your documents, emails, calendars, tasks, file notes, all of that, and they all speak to each other to make sure that everything is moving seamlessly. Some outside integrations are hot docs to generate all of your estate planning documents, or if you do your court documents that way. It can generate directly out of Actionstep to eliminate the double entry. And it's also integrated with all of Google, so you can do your emails and sync all of that, or your calendars, and Microsoft Office as well, and then Zapier. And I don't know if you know what Zapier exactly does, but it's a trigger-based platform where if you do something, you can tell it to do something else. So it's really cool that Actionstep integrated Zapier to perform some of these automated tasks as well outside of Actionstep. It's also automated. You can generate custom letters and emails, but these letters can be very standardized, but certain things in there you can code to make them look extremely personal, like they were handwritten with just a click of a button. It also automates your billing, your emails. You can have emails go out without you even telling it to. It just knows when to send an email. It has a fully integrated help desk for anybody that has questions. And then there's custom tasks. So we can build the tasks to do anything you want, but we go beyond that and can customize the tasks. So let's say the client prefers to receive an email confirmations or communications versus mail. So when you select that, the task is going to tell you to send an email versus a mail. So this saves money in having to dig around of how does the client want to be communicated with. All of it is customized for your firm and your specific needs. The last thing is its management system. It is 100% cloud-based. You just go to a browser and you log on. You can do it anywhere in the world. There's no local servers required. At the law firm Beth and I worked at, we eliminated the server completely on site because everything we needed to do, we were able to do in Actionstep. You can access it on your computer, your tablet, your phone, your iPhone, your iPad, whatever you want. It'll manage your front and back office, your drafting, your communications, what people need to be doing. It manages all of that for you. It also manages your marketing. So a lot of people say, oh, that billboard is bringing in a lot of business for me. Well, this can track and say, well, you've got a lot of leads, but nobody's signing. You haven't made any money off it. And then you can start doing some targeted reconsiderations of your marketing based on actual numbers with just the click of a button. It can manage your entire HR department, all your employee files. You can have managed with an Actionstep, and you can set permissions of who can see what. So you can lock certain people out of aspects of Actionstep. And this is what differentiates Actionstep from Clio and Time Matters and MyCase and all of these other systems is its proprietary workflow technology. This is what ensures nothing ever falls through the cracks. And I'm going to demonstrate that in just a few minutes. So let me give you a quick case study just on 2 types of document generation. So this is only related to document generating of time-saving activities. So we had a recent firm that we just assisted to implement Actionstep. Before they implemented Actionstep, this was a low volume law firm. They were generating 5 letters per week, whether it be confirmation letters, reminder letters, asset letters, whatever you need it to be. They were only generating 5 per week. So that comes out to 250 letters per year. They were spending 6 minutes per letter to prepare them. That's 25 hours per year. After Actionstep, they were still doing 5 letters per week, 250 per year, but we were able to get them down to 1 minute or less per letter. This means they were only spending 4.1 hours per year generating letters. Let's talk about wills. So before, they were doing 1 will per week and 50 per year. They were spending 1 hour per will drafting and preparing it, entering all of the beneficiaries and all of this manually. Well, we were able to automate that. They were still doing 1 will per week, 50 per year, 15 minutes per will instead of 1 hour. So instead of spending 50 hours per year, we got them where they were able to only spend 12.5 hours. So just in these 2 automated tasks, we were able to save them 58.4 hours per year. So we're going to base this off the paralegal. So let's say you pay your paralegal $21 per hour. The amount saved so far is $1,226. That's per year. One law firm was actually able to save 300 hours just on these letters and wills. This doesn't include trusts or asset asset notifications, any of that. This is only 2 things. So that law firm saved $6,300 per year, and we freed up 7.5 days of work for that paralegal. And that comes down to a 15% increase in capacity for that paralegal to be doing more income generating tasks. And that'll also improve your bottom line. And that's the entire goal of Actionstep, is to increase your capacity without hiring more staff, as well as improving your bottom line. So how do we do it? It's very simple. We do it with Actionstep. We do it with automation, standardization, streamlining, and utilizing the least paid employee. The automation we've already talked about. Everything is one click of a button to generate letters and all of these different things. Standardization. We try to take time away from the attorney to free them up by standardizing confirmation letters and wills and all of these things that don't need to be reviewed every time. And we can allow the least paid employee to be doing the letters because they're all the same. And there will be some customizations based on different triggers in Actionstep. So they'll look personalized, but they're very standardized, releasing the attorney from having to review every single piece of paper that leaves the office. We do it through streamlining. This is asking you your process, and then we ask you, why do you do the things the way you do them? And it's not to insult your intelligence, it's to get you to start thinking outside the box. Do we do this because it's really working for us, or do we do it because that's how we've always done it? And once we can get you out of the box, then we can start helping you to streamline. And once we've got a process in place that really fits your office personally, then we can start implementing your process into Actionstep to automate everything. And then, of course, we do it through utilizing least paid employees, and this saves money in the bottom line as well. And it doesn't put much more workload on them because everything is just the click of a button in Actionstep, as I will show you. So I know you've all been waiting for this, so I'm going to go ahead and start the demo. So let me show you the power of Actionstep and how it can automate your office, match your office through customizations in processes, free up time, and increase your capacity while building your bottom line. So this is Actionstep. As you can see, it's on a web browser, so you can access it anywhere in the world. They do have an app, but they're working on that to make it a little more powerful. But this is completely mobile friendly as well. So anything you want to do, you can just do it from any device you have access to. So I'm going to give you a general layout of Actionstep, and then I'm going to show you the power of it. So you have your home screen, which shows your calendar, your appointments, different tasks you have to do, and time records you've entered. You have a scratch pad. This is exclusive to you. It doesn't share across Actionstep logins. So you can create anything you want. If you're on the phone, you can say, remind me to whatever you would like to do. And then if you want to bill that, you can do a time entry, and you can bill that directly from a scratch pad. You can do a disbursement. You can make that a file note within the matter. You can create an email off of that. You can create an appointment task or an entire matter based on this scratch pad. And then you can delete it once you've taken care of it. You can also see the recent activity of what your staff is doing. And here, I'm the only one logged in, so it's all of my stuff. And you can see a complete track record of everything I'm doing through the day. So it's just a nice overview. Or you can just view your tasks. If you're trying to remember a client you were working on 20 minutes ago, you can go down and you can find it and then begin work again on that. So this is just an overview of the home screen. Now, here's where you can view your list of matters, and you just click it, and you have your entire list of matters. You can filter them by matter type. So if you only want to see estate planning, if you only want to see guardianship, you can sort all that by the different matter types. Then you have your billing. This is how to do mass billing, your draft bills, your produced bills, which are your final bills. So you can do all of your pre-bills if you bill hourly to review before you send. You can view a list of bills and you can make payments, all of that. That's all integrated through the billing system. You can see all of your tasks, which ones are overdue, incomplete, priority, all of that. And you can also view everybody else's task through filters, so you can see what they have to do for that day. There is an accounting feature in here that can replace QuickBooks, though we always caution people of how the accountant wants your financial information. But just know that that is completely available in there with a full accounting system. They have a lot of very robust tasks in here for your trust reports, your accounting reports, billing, matter reports, and they do have a dashboard where you can view graphical information of what's going on in your firm. And then you have your calendar. This will integrate into all of your Google emails and calendar. It'll integrate into your Microsoft calendars and emails as well, or you can just have a local calendar that doesn't integrate outside of Actionstep. If you do use Microsoft or Google, it will sync all of your appointments to your phone or your tablet or whatever you would like. A local calendar will not do that. So we just encourage people, to make a proper decision of what works best for them. So you can see our test calendar here in our lab of how to book appointments. So I'm going to just demonstrate booking an appointment, which is very simple. You just put your title. So if you want to book a consultation for Jane Doe, so you can put that in there. You can say the time and the date. You can choose which calendar you want that to go on to. And then we found color coding to be a very helpful tool. All new clients that are not engaged, we've always said are blue. So we can always see what's coming in the pipeline that hasn't signed yet. And then once you go to the matter, then you can start linking it to different matters. So this will assign to start creating automated tasks. So we're going to say that to consultation, and I've already used it, but that's where you would put that. You can say who's going to attend, and you can also create recurring rules of a team meeting or something every Monday. You can create that right here through the recurring appointment. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. Here's where you see all your contacts in your firm. So we'll go to the contact list, and this is a list of all the contacts you would have in your firm. And you can do different filters and whatnot to view them differently. Then you have your timesheet, so you can see what has been done today in the timesheet. You can see a summary, disbursement list, all of that. And creating timesheets is as simple on the bottom as clicking a timer. So you just say create a new timer, and I like to say on the phone with Jane Doe. And then once I'm off the phone, then I would go in and detail the call, and I would say move to timesheet. And once you've moved it to a timesheet, there wasn't enough time for it to actually pick up the hours worked, but it would put that there. And then you put your start time, you link it to a matter, and you can say if you want to bill that or not. So when you do your batch billing at the end of the month, it can grab this in the bill. Or you can ignore the billing if you're doing flat fee, either way. But it's as simple as creating a timer, moving it to the timesheet, you're done. Then it does have the email integrations. You can see your inbox, your drafts, your sent, all these different types of emails that you've sent from Actionstep itself, not from Outlook. And I'll explain that in just a moment. And then there's a few more things. So you can create web forms. So you have all of these custom fields that you fill in Actionstep, and you want to automate that with your clients participating in the data entry. So I'm going to demonstrate what a web form would look like. So you would build it in Actionstep, and then you just grab the code and you can put it on your website. And on your website, wherever you want, you can just click it. This is an Actionstep web form. I've highly customized it to match our branding, but when you fill this out, it's going to go directly into Actionstep where you can choose how to process that as a new matter or whatnot. It doesn't have to go into your email. It just becomes part of Actionstep. So back in Actionstep, on the bottom, you can see web forms. And when somebody submits something, this is where you would see it. And you can just choose to process that into Actionstep. It's a very powerful tool. They have a knowledge base. And then they have an advanced search, of course. If you can't think of the name of a document, you can't find it, or an email, You can do advanced searches and find that globally across all matters in Actionstep. Then you have your search bar, which will search all matters and contacts just by beginning to type their name, any part of their name, and they'll start to show up. And you can go to their matter or their contact. So either way. Now this is the new version of Actionstep. It's called EBM, which is Enhanced Billing Mode. It's Actionstep 2.0 basically. So what they've done is they've created a global create button. So when you click that, you can see all the different things you can do on any screen. You can create a matter. You can create a file note. So let me demonstrate file note. So you click it. You can link it to a matter. And then you can type your file note. And if you choose to tag it for filtering, you could say that's a follow-up. And it puts the time and date, and you just save that. And you've put a file note within Jane Doe's matter. So that's really simplified. You can upload a document directly to a matter using the upload document. You can create tasks, time entries, disbursements. You can create contacts and emails and appointments. Here's all of your billing options. When somebody gives you a check, you can just click client receipt, and it'll allow you to enter the payment, and you can print out the receipt. And then it has the full accounting version here as well. So that's the global create button that's available on every screen you're in Actionstep. You do have your logout here. Admin is only available to who you want to have admin access. This is the back end. And then under help, there is a user guide, and we still use the user guide because it is so powerful. They have so much information there that'll tell you how to do anything you need to do. If you have ideas, they have a feedback form where you can say, I wish Actionstep did this. And that's how they base where they want to go with Actionstep, is off user feedback. They have a LinkedIn user group, and they have some getting started videos, things like that. And we offer the training when you do onboard into Actionstep. Let me go through the bottom black bar real quick. So I showed you the web forms where they would come in if somebody filled them from an external website. I'm going to get into the portal chat. But this has a secure client portal where you can exchange documents and chat with a client within Actionstep. They can drop a document into the portal, and it appears in their matter automatically, and you get a notification that there's a new document in there by clicking right here. And it'll show how many documents were just uploaded so you can do what you need to do with them. If you have any emails, they'll pop in right here. You can view any calendar appointments that were coming up today. And then you can view your overview of tasks. And here you can see there is a task. So I could go like this and say I've already done that, and I'm just going to mark that as complete. And it'll tell you how many overdue and how many are available, or how many are due today. So everything is at a glance with just little pop-up numbers down here. You don't have to keep clicking on them. So now let me show you the power of Actionstep and how it can streamline your office and increase your bottom line. We're going to go ahead and create a matter. So here you can see I've created a new matter, and you can choose what type of matter you want to create. Estate planning or guardianship or VA or financial planning, probate, whatever you want. These would all be customized for you. So we're going to create a prospect matter. This is when the client first calls you and makes contact and you're trying to engage them. So this is the screen to create a matter. The first thing I want to show you is if you go down here, it's going to ask for parties. Well, attorney, administrative assistant, and consultation, these are always going to be the same for the most part, the same people. So what you can do is you can create a template. And I called this one Prospect Matter Template. And by clicking that, it's going to autofill very basic information, such as the participants I've told it to assign to there. And if that's not right, you can delete them and add a different participant. So that's always the first step if you're using templates. So we're going to create one, and I'm going to call this Doe 3, so we don't confuse the system, and we're going to make this for Jane. The file reference is handy, so if you've migrated over to Actionstep, it auto-assigns file numbers, but you can put your old file numbers right here, so when you search, you can still find them. So it allows this to be customized. And then you can assign it to whoever you want, and I'm just going to assign it to myself. You can say if you want it to be active, inactive, or a template, but this will usually be active when you're creating a new matter. And then this defaults to today's date. So the first thing you want to do is populate your sales pipeline of what's coming down the pipeline. How did they hear about us? And there's a couple places you have to put this, but we've simplified it and I'll show you. So they heard about us through an estate planning seminar. And if you want to put more information, you can put that there. So we'll say this was a radio ad run and they said that's how they heard about us. Under tasks, these are the automatic tasks that are going to generate when I hit save, and you'll see that. And then I have one document that populates with all new matters, and this is the estate planning worksheet. So as soon as I hit save, this will generate into the matter. Now this part with the related matters of marketing, this is what allows you to view, is my marketing working or not? Is the yellow pages working? Is my internet work? Is my website generating clients? So by filling this information, you actually have that data at your fingertips. So we're going to say Jane Doe heard about us from the radio. And the radio ad she heard was the estate planning seminar. So if you have different radio ads running, you can specify different activities and select the proper ones. Because once you start putting invoices in and payments, it's going to start putting that into the marketing activity to see how much revenue that marketing campaign has generated. So now we'll go ahead and do the prospect client, and this is going to be Jane Doe. And this is a great check. I always start with the last name to see if they're already in the system. If nothing is there, then you would create a contact on the fly while you're on the phone with a client. This is the initial intake, so you never have to put pen to paper. You're going to do it all within this screen while you're on the phone. So Jane Doe, she's in our system, so she's going to be a returning client, and I'll show you where we mark that. Primary client, if you have 2 or more people that are actually the clients, someone will say, I don't answer my phone, you need to call so-and-so. And so that's where you put the primary contact. This is who they all want you to contact. So that goes right there. Referred by, this is where you put organizations. This isn't marketing. This is referrals from financial institutions or financial advisors or wealth management advisors, anybody that is sending you referrals. This is where you want to put their name because you can track how much revenue they've generated for you in referrals. So I'm just going to say Ettinger Consulting Lab has referred Jane Doe. And then it's auto-populated the attorney, the administrative assistant. In the consultation, this is who's going to be conducting the consultation. So if you have 5 people conducting consultations, you can choose who's going to do this specific one, and that'll generate into letters and whatnot, so it appears very, very customized. So while you're on the phone, you're learning about the client, and you say they're interested in estate planning. Well, is this a new or returning client? This is a return client. And you ask them, do you have any estate planning documents currently? Well, I have a will, is what they might say. And they're going to be telling you their story while you're doing this intake. And this is where you would take notes on the client's story that they're giving you, so you collect as much information as possible. Then you go down and say, may I schedule your appointment? And they say yes. So you say you're going to be meeting with, and you choose the person they're going to meet with. The fee for this meeting, we're going to say is $150 because they're a returning client. But you can have that all customized as well. And you're telling them this, the fee for the meeting is $150. And then you'll schedule their appointment. And we're just going to do a basic consultation for Doe Jane. And let's say she's going to do one at 1 p.m. and we do 60-minute meetings. You select the proper calendar. For us, she's a new client, so we would make her blue. And then in the matter's not created, so this will auto-populate for you because you're doing it within the matter. So you just create your appointment, and on your calendar now, it has put this appointment. Then you ask them, how would you like to receive your communication, via email or mail? So it's even telling your staff how to speak to the clients, and that's a lot of the standardization that every client is getting the exact same experience. So let's say they want to receive all communication via email. So we'll select email. And then to close the call, you can have whatever scripts you would like. You could say, we will send you a confirmation email letter that will include a worksheet to fill out. Please return that as soon as possible. They tick that they said that. Do you know where we are located? They tick that they asked that question. And then, did the client schedule their consultation? Yes, they did. So they just say, thank you, have a great day. All they have to do is copy this inquiry story and paste it into file notes. And then you can tag it if you want for filtering later. And we'll call this initial intake. And then you just create the matter. You've never touched a pen to a piece of paper. Your entire intake was done while creating the matter. You don't have to come back and then enter all the data from the piece of paper, and you can't read your handwriting. It's all done automatically. So now we have a matter created. Let me go over what you can do in a matter before I start showing you the tasks and whatnot that it just did. So you have your home screen. You can see all the parties that are defined for this matter, and you can see their roles. Then you have your calendar appointments that were booked for this, this client. And then you have your recent file notes. So there's that file note that I entered. And they'll just keep populating down, or you can view a full list of file notes. Any recent emails, incomplete tasks that are still in the matter, and any recent documents that were put into the matter. That all shows right here. Up here, you can see your list of parties. So if you click here, you can edit the parties if you want, or you can see who's doing what for the matter. If you referred somebody out, you can say who you referred them to and the organization that you referred them to. Step changes is what this is across the top. This is the proprietary workflow that I was talking about that Actionstep has. So you can see where a client is at in the process at any time. So this steps tab, it just allows you to move around to different steps that might be out of order or irregular from how you had us build the system. So this isn't used very often at all. Then you can view all your file notes that you've taken for the matter. You can filter by tags. So here you can see, I want to see initial intakes. Well, it filtered this one, but if I filtered it somewhere else, nothing else would pop up because I don't have any follow-up tags. Or you can just simply create a new file note. So that's definitely streamlined as well. Here's your tasks. This is a full list, and then you have your incomplete tasks that need to be created or need to be completed. And I'm going to go over that in just a moment. Here's all your emails that are related to this matter specifically. You can see your inbox sent and drafts. You can create alerts for different staff and whatnot to trigger them to do something. Then you have your document storage. This is not creating a link to an outside document storage. The documents are stored directly inside Actionstep. So no matter where you're working in the world or where you're logged in, these documents will always be here. And they have extreme security with servers all over the world and backups and whatnot. So the security is never an issue with Actionstep. The next thing is you have different reports you can view specific to this client. So you can see a budget that you've had for this client, or different settlement statements, or all these different types of reports. They have a fully integrated billing system, so you can see the fees that are due, any disbursements you've made. These are invoices you've sent them, and then you have payments. So any payments they made, this is an entire overview of the entire matter. And then fees, this is where your time records would come in. So if you've done tasks or time records down here, this is where they pop in. And whether they're billable or not, when you do your batch billing, if they're marked billable, it's going to grab all of those tasks, and then it's going to mark them, these were already billed. You don't have to think about it or anything. It's just automatic. Different disbursements you have. This is viewing all your invoices, payments and write-offs. Then you have your sales and marketing. This is just setting up customized ways to track marketing. And then you have your billing options. And this is a pretty powerful tool that lets you automatically send invoices. You can do it hourly or fixed fee. You just set up your exact preference for this matter, even though you might have set up something globally that's most of the time You can tweak it per matter as well. Then you have a wiki, and a wiki is basically something anybody working in the system can click on, and they're little files where they can say, how do I do this? So this is custom to your office with different processes actually written out. And we can build as many or as little as you like. And then this is your client portal. So here you can see that Jane Doe is the participant, and she's the only person available to open the portal for. So to open the portal for her is as simple as checking the box and clicking Save. She's now received an invitation to create a login to access the portal. And she has access to list things, download documents, and create documents. We didn't give her permission to replace documents or delete documents because it's a bidirectional sync between Actionstep and the client. You can chat with them. You can say something like that, or you can say, I just uploaded a new document for you to review. Anything you like. That's how the portal works. And is where the portal is accessed is in Documents. So here you have Client Portal, and you can have Financial Advisor Portal, all these different portals that you can open for individual people. And when you click on this, if they've dropped documents on their end, they automatically drop right here. And then you get a notification on the bottom in Documents that there is a new document in there. You'll also get emails if they chat with you or whatnot. So you don't have to keep checking it. You're notified automatically when changes are made within the portal. And then if you want to close the portal, it's as simple as unticking the box and clicking Save. They no longer have access to the portal, and the folder inside Actionstep is now a standalone, and it's not sharing with the client. We find this useful, especially with sharing with financial advisors or when people are doing funding and the Wells Fargo, whoever, they just need a copy of the trust. Well, we can just drop it here, open the portal for them. They have access to it, and we can shut it off at any time. So it's full control. Then you have different tabs with different data, but as what these contain is all of the data we just did when we created the matter. So we're trying to automate that where you have to fill it in versus, oh shoot, did I fill in this information? I forgot to fill in this field. My documents aren't generating right. Well, we do that on step changes. So you fill in the correct information and you're done. You don't have to keep searching around of what you need to do. So let's take a look at what tasks were generated when we created this matter. So it's telling me that we need to generate this document, and then we need to move to the next step. So let's go ahead and generate this document. Now I've linked it to this task. So it's as simple as me clicking this gear icon, and I've just generated this document. So this is called a one-shot initial intake. So when you do an initial intake form, a lot of people are filling out a paper form. Well, we just took all that information, and if you choose to have that in a form, we've made that available, and we can customize this however you want. So over here, I told that when I generated it to go into the meeting folder. So here's the document I just generated. So all I have to do is open it through the Microsoft plugin that Actionstep makes available to all Actionstep users, and it will communicate directly with all Microsoft products, which we'll detail in just a moment. I'll give you an overview of how it works in Word and how it works in Outlook. So this document is opening of what we've already generated based on the information that we've entered into Actionstep. So here we can customize this to look however you want. We call these one-shots because that's literally what it is. It's information at a glance. So this is the one-shot for initial intake. You can have one-shot for anything you want. So her name is Jane Ann Doe. It populates that. She was interested in estate planning, so it auto-populates that. Well, now let's tell you a little bit about her. So let's say her name was Janice, but she prefers to be called Jan. Here, it would say Janice, but down here under preferred name, it would say Jan. So when you make a phone call, you can call them by their preferred name automatically. How did they hear about us? Well, you entered this data, so we can put that in here for you to view at a glance. Their initial inquiry, whatever their story was that they told you, will populate right here. You don't have to dig through the matter to read it. You have your one shot right here to view all of the information on the client, and this can be customized with as much or as little information as you want. Since we booked an appointment, it's telling us the consultation is scheduled for this date and time. If there was no meeting scheduled, this would say the meeting was not scheduled yet. We will move into follow-up. And again, that can all be customized how you want. So while we're in a Word document, I'm going to show you how the Actionstep plugin works. So there's a new tab on top called Actionstep. And here, you can open documents directly from Word simply by typing in their matter. And when you go in there, it's going to give you a list of folders, and you can just open that document. The same is with Save and Save As. This links directly to Actionstep. So if I make a change here, I can just close that, and it's going to ask me to save it. Well, it's saving it back to Actionstep, and it's not putting it on your local computer. This is keeping it very global for you. So that's how you generate a document. It's very, very simple with one click of a button. No more taking notes on a piece of paper. No more wondering where information went. So I've generated that document, so I'll click that, and I'm going to move it to the next step. So I'm just going to complete those tasks. Now I'm done. But the next step is where they're going to go. So if they haven't booked an appointment, but you want to follow up with them, you can choose intake follow-up. And it's going to generate tasks that'll tell you to call them in 3, 5, and 10 days. And then if you still haven't heard back from them after those 3 calls, it's going to tell you to send a letter automatically that says, thank you for thinking of us, we're available, and then you can close the matter. This makes sure that no follow-up falls through the cracks. If they make contact with you, you're going to make contact back, ensuring that you're capturing as many new clients as possible. If it's just a service that you can't help them with, or there's a conflict of interest, you can just choose non-representation. It's going to tell you to send them a non-representation letter and then to close the matter. Or if you referred them out, it's the same thing. It's going to generate tasks to notify the client that they were referred out and whatnot. But they booked a consultation, so we're going to move it to consultation. Green is always the current step that the client is on. And you can generate reports to see where they're at. So this is going to generate all of these tasks. This says Beth Ettinger is going to do the consultation, and administrative assistant is Melissa. So if you have tasks that are automatic assigned to administrative assistant, whoever you put there is going to get those tasks. We've already booked the appointment, and if you want to put a file note, you can. So we just changed the step. Now they're on the consultation step. So if you go back to your tasks, you can see there's 5 more tasks. Now Melissa got all of these 4 tasks on her action step, and they're going to populate when they need to be done. So this one doesn't need to be done until after the meeting, but these need to be done before the meeting. It tells you the date, and that's when they populate into the tasks to do. So if you say, this is telling Melissa to prepare the file for consultation 5 days before the meeting. So there's no last minute mistakes, things like that. It's all about pre-planning. So we put the asterisk to tell you that there's a description in here. So to prepare the file for the consultation, it's telling you generate the consultation one-shot and prepare folder with the one-shot initial intake or any file notes. This can be customized however you want. So we'll say she completed that. This tells whoever's doing the meeting to review the file and intake prior to the consultation, and it tells you to do that 3 days before the meeting. So when they complete it, they just click and complete the task on their system. This is just the master list. So let's complete those 2 tasks. And then the day before the meeting, it's going to tell the administrative assistant to call the client just to confirm the appointment. So there's no missed appointments. And when you go in there, you can see an asterisk. So that means there's a detailed information. This generates a personalized script for that client based on what this task says. So this is telling them, hello, Jane, my name is John Rabine from Ettinger Consulting Lab. I am calling to confirm your appointment at our office. Do you have any questions that I can give to Beth prior to your meeting? We look forward to seeing you. Or if it's a voicemail, they would read this script. This is all about standardization, every client getting the exact same high quality experience. So once they call the client for the confirmation the day before, you just complete that task. This is saying to generate the consultation letter. But this populated email because they wanted email. If they wanted letter, this would populate mail. So there's no question. You don't have to dig. How does the client want to be communicated with? It's right in the task because you told Actionstep that's what they want. So we're going to pretend that says mail first. So we'll just generate that by clicking the gear icon. And it's now generated that confirmation letter. So let's go to Documents. And if we go into Correspondence where I told it to go, so you don't have to resort it, it's going where it needs to go automatically. We're going to open that in Microsoft Office. And this is your entire customized yet standardized confirmation letter that looks very personalized to the client. And we can customize or personalize this as much as you want, just based on how your law firm is run. So it is opening, and then you'll see, here's the confirmation letter. It populates all of the information to send it to. And we put a note in here. Don't forget to enclose the estate planning worksheet. So once they grab an estate planning worksheet and put it with the letter, then they just remove that. But it's so they don't forget to do it. This is all about nothing falling through the cracks. It populates a file number if you want, and it just says, Dear Jane, this letter is to confirm your appointment you're going to be meeting with. This is all based on what you've entered into Actionstep already. Even as a reminder, your fee for this meeting is $150 because that's what you told Actionstep. And then whatever you want the letter to say for them to prepare for the meeting, and then you just print out the letter and you're done. There's no more trying to enter the dates of the meeting and making mistakes. It's all standardized based on your calendar appointments in Actionstep. So let's go back to the tasks. Then it's telling of a post meeting. Actually, I'm going to go back and show you how to generate the email that they prefer to be contacted by email. So that's as simple as this letter number is prospect matter letter 200. So there's no more which one of these file names is the correct letter I'm supposed to send. We put a numbering system in place to make it as easy as this. So I'm going to generate an email. It's letter number 200. So I select 200. Again, here's your trigger. Don't forget to attach the estate planning worksheet. So I just say attach file. I go in here and attach the estate planning worksheet. That's now attached and I haven't forgotten to do it. Then I delete my trigger. It generates the entire customized email. You just put in her name and you hit send. It takes about 15 seconds to generate a confirmation letter or any type of customized letter that you want to send. And now these tasks are complete, so I just click complete. Now let me show you how this is working into Outlook. So here I have all of these different emails that have come from the client. So we'll pretend this is the client. So here you can see the client got an invitation to access Actionstep right here. This is the portal invitation. So they just create a login and they're good to go. And they can start sharing documents and chat with you. This is the one I'm going to demonstrate with. So this email is just to demonstrate the linking capabilities of Actionstep with the Office plugin. So let's say we want to link this email because it came into Outlook, but I want to put it into this matter. So I just type it into the plugin. It's now assigned to that matter in their emails. But that's not where Actionstep stopped with this plugin. I can click Parties, and I can compose an email to any one of these parties with a click of a button once you have linked the matter. You can create a file note on the fly saying they just emailed me this, and click Save. It's in the matter automatically. Here you can generate tasks or view any tasks. So if they put something in here asking you to do it, you can just create a task on the fly saying, don't forget to do this, assign it to who you want on the day you want, and you're all set. You can link attachments. So let me go up here and see if it'll let me do this. So if I want to link, there's an attachment to their matter and action step. I just say move. It'll populate all the different folders. I say where I want it to go and click save, and it moves that document into their matter automatically. And then you can create time records on the go as well. So if you want to bill for reading the email, you can just add that time record. It's billed, you're done. As soon as you're done linking it and doing everything you need to do with the email, you can simply delete it. And now everything is stored inside of Actionstep. That's the power of the plugin that they have in Actionstep. The other feature they have is you can bulk assign emails. So if you select 4 emails that are all going to the same matter, you can just click Actionstep, assign emails. You can put which matter you want that to go to, and then assign, and all 4 of them will get assigned, and then you can delete it to keep your Outlook clean, because everything you need will be within Actionstep. So that's the power of Actionstep. You can see how everything is streamlined, everything is automated, everything is the click of a button, and everything is to get things off the desk of the attorney in order to free up more income generating task time that will improve the bottom line and to increase capacity without hiring additional staff. So let me just make a few closing comments. Actionstep, it is $60 per month per user. The time saved in automation, as you can see, that pays for Actionstep times however much additional, because you freed up so much time. We can migrate your data directly from your current system. Some examples are My Case, Time Matters, all these different ones. We can migrate everything over with file notes, your emails, your documents, your matters, your contacts, all of that. We can just migrate directly into Actionstep so you can go live and get your office working. So what is the next step? Well, the next step is just to schedule your free discovery meeting. This is with Beth. Beth is amazing. She's the one that when everybody else says no, she figures out a way to make it work. It's a completely free meeting, no obligation, and we're just going to get more personal. We're going to get to know you, how your firm works, your frustrations, your goals, your dreams for your firm. And then we're going to help you and make some recommendations of how you can move forward to reach those goals. So I encourage you, please schedule your free discovery meeting. You can do it on our website at ettingerconsulting.com. You can either go to book online or just click the menu from the top of our homepage, and that'll allow you to book as well. We just want a chance to speak with you and really show you how Actionstep can completely revitalize your firm into what you've always wanted it to be. And you just keep your finger on the pulse. You can view all of your marketing, all of your clients, everything with just a click of a button on the go or in your office. If you do have any questions, of course, shoot me an email or give us a call. But otherwise, feel free to schedule your free discovery meeting, and we definitely look forward to meeting with you and learning how we can assist you just to make your law firm run how you want it to and how you've always dreamed it to be run. So thank you. I hope you found this to be a good use of your time, and have a great day.